Hi, my name is Thien. My pronouns are he, him, his. I used to be in the VSA space, serving as web historian for UCLA Vietnamese Student Union. Then I became an executive committee member for NorCal UVSA, and finally serving as its arts commissioner chair. As far as my career, I am a software engineer and an event producer. Giving back to the community, I think I enjoy finding ways to solve problems through innovation, the kind that makes huge impact through technology, design elegance, or innovative business processes. If there's one advice I have to give to anyone who is currently in VSA or thinking of joining VSA, you are beautiful the way you are. And I know that for a lot of people, they're trying to figure out who they are and what's their place in the world. And there is no single correct answer to being Vietnamese American, Asian American, whatever you identify with. There is no single correct way to be that. And I think what I find fascinating is that whatever people do, they shape what it means to be that identity. If you're into video games or anime or into K-pop, right? Chances are there are other Vietnamese, Asian Americans who are into that too. And your shared interest is what shapes what it means to be Vietnamese, Asian American. Just be who you are, right? And share what you love and what you're interested in. And that's what shapes community, and that's what shapes cultural identity. I think everything I've done in VSA, it just set me up for the next chapter of my life in terms of my career, right? Being in VSA, I had, and I'm an introvert. And the things I learned in VSA and UVSA was just knowing how to connect with other people and eventually understanding how to work in teams, how to market and sell, all of these organizational skills, leadership skills, project management skills I've honed through my many years of involvement in the VSA space, because the VSA space is really liberal in the sense of like you can do whatever you want. If you have an idea, have at it, right? That's what I found very liberating, is that I came up with all these like kind of crazy ideas. So, for example, there was one year that I wanted to do NorCal UVSA Summit, and one of the sessions was a brainstorming of what kind of projects you want to do that all the VSAs can participate in. And someone came up with the idea of Olympics, and we hosted it, and it was a wild success. It even continues to this day, which I'm very happy to see, right? And so those are the kind of capabilities you have when you're part of a VSA, is if you have an idea and you're able to convince people that it is something worth pursuing, you have that space. If you work in corporate, there's a lot of red tape. And anytime you have a new idea, you gotta get approval from upstairs and things like that, right? So use this opportunity to really explore what is possible. While I was at UCLA Vietnamese Student Union, I really love the Vietnamese Culture Night. It was done in the style of a theater play involving a story about Trọng Thủy Mỹ Chao, which I guess is parallel to Romeo and Juliet. So it was kind of a tragic love story, if you will. And I was so amazed by the performance, the actors and the dancing and the music, that I made a fan art. And then after that, the Culture Night directors recruited me to join as a graphic designer. And eventually I became a historian for a club. So that was one of my first memories. And then my second fondest memory was when I was UNAFSA 3 conference logistics director. And that was in San Jose. Wow, it's been a while. And it was during the gala evening where we had different musicians perform. But one thing I remember most was when they all got together. I think there was 4 different groups, and they did a song all together, right? We had guitarists, we had uh, rappers, we had an R&B singer, and they were all jamming together. And that was such a beautiful statement of community. People from different musical backgrounds jamming together. And that really was what solidified within me, like, this is what it means to build community.